Top just moments ahead of his own build with the gas already finished, and the pool started milliseconds earlier. So both players are playing relatively fast openings. It does look like they are going to put their skills to the limit with Micro, who has the better Zergling and Baneling control. These matches tend to be very, very fast-paced, very short, and very intense. So hold on to your seatbelt and enjoy. Well, I guess I can't just say things like that and allow the game to happen. I have to actually cast it. So both players are scouting each other. Khan does see the pool. He does see that LGTop is doing the exact same thing as him. LGTop sees the exact same thing as Khan. Speed immediately goes down for LGTop and Khan, so we are going to be seeing some very, very fast Zergling, Baneling aggression, and actually Top pulls his guys off of gas, Khan pulls all but one of them off of gas, so Khan would like to have that sort of ability to get out of that sort of pit that you fall into. And here we start to see a deviation. LGTop decided instead of going for an expansion to grab a queen and a few more Zerglings, while Khan, feeling that he can be a little bit more defensive, takes his hatchery first. LGTop spots this and immediately also takes his own hatchery. So I may have been wrong, and it appears that Top will instead be on the defensive. We will have 4 Zerglings against 4 Zerglings, and actually Top grabbing his Baneling nest with that one, now 2 workers in the gas. So it does look like Khan is going to try to put on the pressure, and now Top spreading his Zerglings out a little bit. He does have his Overlords. Both players do have their Overlords spread perfectly on the map, giving them excellent vision, so you can see exactly where the opponent's units will be coming from. Both players perfectly well aware of what their opponent is doing. Scouting, this does look like a relatively standard, very fast ZVZ. Speed has finished for Top and is just finished as well for Khan, so neither really an opening for either player. And it does look like Top is going to move out with his Zerglings, try to see if he can do anything, and a few Banelings are in production for Khan. These Banelings are probably going to be for defensive uses, and yes, we do see an Overlord in production. Thank you very much, other caster. And the Banelings pulling up into the high ground, and these Zerglings are going to run right into the Banelings right as they finish. The Zerglings back away just in time. Top really needs to put these on hold position. One Zergling does go in to try to snipe a Baneling, but it doesn't do anything. Khan also dropping a Spine Crawler at the front of his main just for defensive purposes. The question is, will Khan continue to Top continue to put the pressure on, even though he has seen the Banelings? He is going to try to snipe one, and it will not go down. Some excellent control from Khan, just defending these Banelings, keeping them alive. So far, I believe only one has died. And the Zerglings are getting in position. They really need to put on hold position so they don't run into the Banelings. Very, very close right there. Both players continuing to macro up behind this, and it does look like Khan is going to put on a little bit of pressure. Top needs to fall back with the Zerglings, get away from the Banelings, maybe separate them. They do look a little undefended, and some very, very excellent juking there, going in with 6 Banelings, but at the last second pulling away with 3, so only 2 die to one, and 1 dies to another Baneling. That was excellent. I really need to learn how to do that move right there, and we do see a Spine Crawler is set up for Top that will be able to block against the Banelings, and an excellent hit, taking down 3 Zerglings for 1 Baneling. Another one goes down, but the Zerglings were in melee range, and it does look like the Banelings all do get destroyed, so Top does look like he'll be able to clean up Khan's push relatively easily. More and more Zerglings in production for both players. It looks like Top is going to try to put the counter on with the Banelings of his own. His own Baneling nest is just about to finish. The Banelings are sprinting across the map trying to get back to the base, and I'm sorry for my computer's performance. It does not seem to be happy with me right now. And now we have the Spine Crawler in defense. No Banelings are already set up. It does look like Khan has a few more units, but the Zerglings are just going to get picked off. More and more damage is going to be done to these units, and the Zerglings just now scouting around, making sure both players are on even footing, and it does look like they are. If anything, Top is only 3 drones ahead. Both players are droning up, making more and more Zerglings, and Top is spreading out his creep. Now, this is very interesting. I'm not entirely sure I agree with this creep sped. Banelings with creep are very, very fast, and Top already has his own defensive Baneling set up, and Khan needs to be very careful not let those die, not let his Zerglings die, and immediately Khan backs off after seeing the other Zerglings. Khan, however, reacts by taking a very fast third, meanwhile Top taking a very fast layer. So we do start to see a little bit of tech deviation. Khan throwing down his Roach Warren, if I can find out where, there it is, just trying to create a little bit of a meat shield there. This Roach Warren will allow Khan to put on a little bit more pressure once he does get Roach Speed. Without Roach Speed, he is limited to moving inside of his base, and Khan scouting across the map, making sure there isn't a third also for LGTop. The Zergling will get away after being chased by all of those Zergling packs. And we do have more and more Zerglings moving out, but Top sees it. He sees the Banelings as well behind it, and the Banelings are barely able to escape. One Zergling does manage to take out a Baneling. That is a very efficient trade. The Banelings do need to get up onto the high ground to scout that fast third, and they are cornered, but they do not decide to go scout it out, and it does look like Top has no idea that the third has already gone down. These Zerglings are just pulling and dancing around the map. More and more Zerglings are in production. A Spire going down for Top. It does look like we are going to be seeing a little bit of two-base Spire play. If Top does continue to try to go with the Spire play against the Roaches, he really needs to get more ground defense, because these Mutalisks don't happen to do enough damage to the Roaches. The Roaches have such high armor, and the Mutalisks really need to be at critical mass in order to get through that thick armor to do a legitimate damage. The Roaches can quite literally walk away from the Mutalisks. And let's see real quick if Khan has scouted the Spire. Khan has not, so he has no idea. We do have an infestation pit going down for Khan. It looks like this is probably just for defense, and spore crawlers are actually in production. This is huge, and oh no, Top has found Khan's third and is managing to snipe it. Oh, he did lose a large number of Zerglings, but that third does go down. That does keep the game on even footing. Two Banelings on their way there, just trying to go with the army, see if they can do any more damage. But there are currently no Roaches out yet for either player. Khan has not built any Roaches despite having the Roach Warren, and lots of Zerglings running in now, trying to see if they can do any damage. So many Zerglings are currently doing tons of damage to the Spinecrawler and the Queen. The Queen does not have enough energy for a transfuse. The Spinecrawler does go down. The Queen is just about to go down, and I can't see anything because of that excellent Overlord placement. I forget the hotkey to rotate the camera, but I have no idea what it is, and it does look like these Zerglings are finally cleaned up for Khan. I'm sorry for the terrible vision. Oh, and Top continuing to go put pressure on with the Zerglings, see if he can do more damage. The Queen finally gets transfused by the second backup Queen. Roach is now finally in production to defend against this. Two Roaches now and another Spore Crawler. Khan still has not seen that Spire, but he does know that Spire is coming. That was brilliant play, just scouting, knowing his opponent's gas count, sees that he's at 4 gas. Both players, finally a few Mutalisks in production for Top. It looks like Top is about to put on a lot of pressure with a healthy number of Mutalisks, 11 Mutalisks, so that can do a lot of damage. And Khan sees the Mutalisks and immediately makes 5 Infestors. Pathogen Glands has already been researched, so these Infestors will be able to lock down the Mutalisks. And there's one Infestor. Will it be able to pick off that Mutalisk? No, the Mutalisk does get away. The Mutalisks now are just going to clean up the map, prevent vision for Khan. Already we can see his map vision has dwindled down to a single Zergling at a watchtower and an Overlord behind Top's base. Top, meanwhile, he feels secure enough to take his third with these Mutalisks and is just scouting around, trying to see if he can get any damage done, despite the incredible defensive display of Spore Crawlers from Khan. Very, very healthy number of Infestors, up to 5 Infestors now, so Khan will be able to hold this. The drones are now remote mining because they were sent to mine just a little bit too soon, and Top comfortably ahead at 64 workers to Khan's 49. Both players are playing excellently, very, very fast pace, and now it does look like we have Top also countering with Roaches of his own, double Evo Chamber, and a Roach Warren, also getting Roach Speed. His Roach Speed is not yet finished as compared to Khan's, who is. So far, if I had to say, I would say that Top is ahead, simply because he has air superiority. However, he's definitely lacking in the Infestor count, and those fungal growths would be able to lock down the Infestors. And oh, it does look like a miss rally sent some Mutalisks across to try to see, oh no, unless this was actually on purpose, to see if the Mutalisks could snipe a few Infestors. But the Queens here will be able to repel these very, very small Mutalisk count, 3 Mutalisks. Meanwhile, both players continuing to macro up, Roaches being built for Top, Roaches being built for Khan. It does look like Khan is only now going to go secure his third for a second time. Perhaps he will be able to hold with the Infestor Roach count that he has. And these Queens are now going out and spreading creep, just making sure that they have vision of where the Mutalisks might come in and attack, and allowing the Infestors and Queens to move that much more quickly on a defensive stance. Both players starting their +1/+1 for range and carapace, with Khan just ahead in +1 attack. And LGTop just behind in in Carapace. So we do have a couple of Mutalisks flying around. Excellent micro, some multi-managing here, and the Mutalisks do look like they're going to try to snipe a few more Infestors, but they are just a little bit clumped up. Need to be careful with those, and one Infestor does go down. These Mutalisks are going to die to these infested Terrans, though. Some big fungal growths going down, a lot of energy being spent just to take out these Mutalisks. I'm not entirely sure that was worth it in Top's perspective. Meanwhile, we have Mutalisks spread out all across the map, which is particularly awesome, and it does look like both players are starting to settle down a little bit. Two more Mutalisks going to see if they can snipe any more Infestors. I really like this use of the Mutalisks. I would like to see it be a little bit more effective. Unfortunately, it was not. So, yeah, it does look like we're having a good old-fashioned macro. Who can hit 200 supply of roaches first? Yes, I do see those Mutalisks. Thank you very much, Spontaneous Other Caster. One more Mutalisk with one kill, perhaps from a drone, just trying to whittle down that hatchery as best he can. Currently, in terms of supply, it is LGTop is ahead with 186 and Khan at 154 in terms of units. Khan is at 31 roaches with LGTop at 46. However, Khan has the advantage of 9 Mutalisks. That's a lot, or 9 Mutalisks. Infestors, that is a very, very large number of fungal growths, and we do have a small contingent of roaches going in to see if they can snipe a few Infestors. They do manage to take out 2 Top, splitting his army very effectively, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. The roaches are getting carpet bombed with these fungal growths doing so much damage, and more roaches are streaming in across the map to help support Top's push, but the fungal growths from the Infestors are just doing so much damage compared to the army for Top. Both players have finished +1/+1, so they are on even footing in terms of upgrades. These queens are getting distracted by the overlords, and it does look like Khan is going to try to counterattack with a very, very large contingent of roaches. That's 23 roaches against Top's only, 17. So it does look like Khan will be able to continue pushing roaches in production for both players, as the Infestors are now going to support the army. It does look like Khan is trying to put on as much pressure as he can. Khan can definitely do a lot of damage with this push. It really just depends on how well he supports it. The Infestors now out of energy for fungal growth, now drop infested Terrans, as the roaches do tons and tons of damage, now seeking in, sniping the Infestors. Khan not paying attention. The Infestors do go down, only one remaining with 26 energy, so that is not entirely effective. However, in order to kill the Infestors, Top did sacrifice a very, very large number of roaches, so currently his third is completely undefended. A single spine crawler. It does look like the roaches are going to snipe the hatchery. There's no supporting units currently on their way. A single roach is now going to defend the hatchery, but the roach is instead going to be killed by queens and roaches, and more roaches are in production for both players. It does look like Khan has the advantage now in killing his opponent's third, but these drones are currently heading up to Top's fourth. If Khan sends up one Zergling to scout, he will see that as well and do a significant greater amount of damage, or just continue to attack into the main and natural of Top, sneaking in, sniping the infested spine crawler, and Transfusion now going down on the roaches, just trying to keep them alive. The roach count is so high. Finally, Top pulling drones. It does look like this game is over. So much damage has been done. Top can hardly catch up, and Khan continues to push in, doing so much damage. So many units have been killed. We take a look at the workers killed. 25 drones have been killed for Top. He is currently at a comfortable 31 to Khan's 52. It doesn't look like Top can just continue with this massive roach production, as more and more roaches and queens are headed out across the map to try to kill Top's army. This is very, very interesting, the number of queens that Khan has built. Khan is now up to 10 queens, and if I had to put my money on it, I would only see 2 or 3 are back at the base for spawn larvae, while the rest are doing transfusions to keep the roaches alive, to increase the health of the roaches. The hive is about to go down for Top. Ladies and gentlemen, it does look like this game is over. The hive does go down. We do have the Mutalisk going in, cleaning up Khan's third, but it doesn't look like enough roaches are in production. Finally, a few Infestors for Top, sneaking their way across the map. I'm not entirely sure what these are going to try to do. We have a Roach Warren back in production at Top's hidden fourth, and Khan is just so steamrolling his opponent right now. We take a look at the supply. On 170-80 for Khan to 42 for Top. It does look like UC Riverside has left. Yes, XM Shake Saga already knows it's gone. SD McLovin knows that it's over. And finally, we have Khan scouting up a little bit, making sure there isn't a hidden fourth. And of course, there is. And Khan finally sneaks in with his roaches and sees it. This game looks to be just about over. 170 supply to 38. The roaches are now at 2-1 for Khan. And finally, the last hatchery for Top does go down. Top leaves the game, not even so much as a GG. So it does look like Top, after getting all the way back up, coming back from a 3-1 deficit to 3-3 and taking it to an ace match, is a little bit miffed that he did lose. So an excellent series from UC Riverside and UC San Diego. But it does look like UC Riverside has advanced to the finals, and of course I have the link in my description for where you can find the replays, and that has all the spoilers right there. So if you guys would like to, you can go ahead and download the replays and let me know what you guys think. This is the first series that I've ever casted. It was really a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. And thanks so much for watching if you actually did, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys some more. Have a nice one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 7 of the UC Riverside versus UC San Diego series. Note, this is game number 7, which does mean this is the ace match. So the winning player will win for their team will advance to the Western Division Finals, the losing team will be eliminated. So, let's take a look at these players. We have LGTop playing as the Blue Zerg. This is William Lee playing for UC San Diego. And now this is where I add some after effects for people who are cheering and whatnot. On the other side of the map, we do have iPKhan playing for UC Riverside. This is Ismail Khan. So these two players have won both of their earlier respective matches, and it does look like we are going to see a very, very quick ZVZ on close by air positions, and I'm really looking forward to watching these two players play. Both of them played excellently in their matches, and it does look like we're going to have a little bit of Overlord kiss. Let's see when the Overlords do see each other and how the players respond. Khan selects. LGTop. Khan selects. He does see it. Both players do see each other. They know they are close by air. Let's see how they respond. Currently, both of them are just continuing to drone up at the same rate, make more and more drones, get that supply as high as possible. And it does look like Top makes the first deviation. With the gassed first build, it does look like we're going to be seeing some early speed, and it actually looks like Khan immediately follows up with his own gas first, perhaps even one supply behind. So we are probably going to be seeing some very, very fast Zergling aggression, and immediately both players drop the spawning pool with LG